Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placement. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Taurus, for today is turquoise. Further on it says happiness. Below it says happiness is when what you think, what you say and what you do are in harmony. Now the whole theme of this card is the turquoise stone. Lots of presents in the jewelry, in the artifacts. A lot of turquoise, soft, blue, green colored, and very much aligned with the environment and with themselves. This person is wearing turquoise. This person is in a turquoise room with turquoise nail paint, turquoise artifacts, very much coordinated. So this is a coordination of the heart, of the mind, of the speech, your action. Everything is coordinated. Everything is aligned. And that's what makes us authentic, because when we're not seeing things that are opposite to what we're thinking and feeling, that puts us on, that makes us very authentic. That makes our presence very authentic. And that's the life that we all want to live. We're living in truth. We're thinking, but what we're doing is what we're thinking, what we're saying. Saying is what we're thinking, and what we're doing, it's the same. Like everybody can see the sync up in what we say, what we do. And that's what creates deeper trusts. That's what with people, that's what creates greater harmony and peace in our hearts. That's what creates more joy in our lives. So I feel that you are very much in sync. You're not putting on any masks. You're saying what you're feeling. You're doing what you're feeling, and everybody will align with that. Everybody will be able to see that. So it's effortless. Living like this becomes effortless, because we don't have to keep up the appearances. We don't have to remember things we said. There is no room for lies. There is no room for any kind of underhandedness, because we're speaking our truth. You don't have to focus on what we told this person, and that, it's the truth. So it's the same that goes out to everyone. It's the same info. It's the same emotion, the same sentiment that everyone feels. There is no pretense. Because when we're inconsistent with what we say and do, that's what creates tension in our lives. It makes it difficult. People don't understand where we're coming from. They don't trust us. So this energy is about, say what you mean what you say, walking the talk and things like that. So we live a guilt-free life. We live an authentic life, unapologetically ourselves. We're not trying to be anybody. We're not trying to even not be ourselves. We are ourselves, and we're showing ourselves like the way we are, So I feel that you want to live in harmony, in peace. And even though it's a blue color out here, but I feel it's got nothing to do with the blue mood that we often turn away from. This blue color or blue sea, whatever this turquoise color is actually inviting more harmony, more peace, happier times. So this blue is actually inviting yellow into your life. The only I would say, because there's a lot of presence of blue, I relate it to the element of water. And when a lot of blue is here, which means that we need to be fluid like the water, very adaptable, very flexible. And this is also like, having a good EQ, like you're balanced in your emotions, and staying very grounded, staying very grounded, centered, rooted in your emotions. And that's what brings us, brings the calm and the peace in our inner world. So I feel that you are very much connected to the element of water through this blue color. And water not only tells you to be flexible and adaptable and flow smoothly, but it also heals. You know, water has a very healing property to it. So some of you might be taking to turquoise stones if you believe in the power of them, and do your due diligence before you invite energies, into your environment. So I feel that even, you might be taking to a lot of water healing, or like, maybe taking like, there is essential shower streamers that I have known that really enhance our experience, and, they bring us a lot of peace in that moment. You could be taking to some water fountains or spending time by some water bodies. This is also drinking a lot of water and staying hydrated. That also keeps us in good spirit and in good health. So this brings in a lot of aligning energies where you're aligned, Of course, we spoke about mind, body, heart, soul, spirit alignment, but this is also aligning your day-to-day routines. Like you are in alignment, like, aligning things. So one after the other, maybe you have a routine that you're planning. Maybe you have finances that you're aligning, that I'm going to keep this for this and this for this budget, budgeting so X amount for this, X amount of Y amount of funds for this event. Or maybe you're aligning finances, maybe you're planning for events and you're trying to align your finances even. Or this could be just aligning things like, okay, this time I'm going to do this in 2 weeks, and then I have this planned and things like that. So you might be aligning something like that in your routine itself. Now, some of you can also be aligning your careers in regards to your situation. Like maybe you're a new parent and you want to align your hours of work with your, new reality, new situation. Maybe you're aligning your, maybe you're trying to accommodate some side gigs and you're trying to align your day job to make some time for your side gig. So some of you could be in that energy as well. Now, some of you might be, kind of aligning, maybe you're into some kind of sports and you're aligning groups or sport team members. Maybe you're assigning them roles and aligning them according to their talents. This can also be preparation for events, like maybe you're a dance choreographer and you want everybody, of course, when dances are in sync and everybody's aligned actions, then it becomes a magic, right? A magical watch. A beautiful event. So some of you could be into that, where everybody's actions are synced up. So maybe it's a stage, or maybe it's a dance performance where everybody's actions are in sync. Maybe you're creating some kind of music, where all the instruments, the playing, the timing are in alignment. That's what creates the harmony and the symphonies. So some of you could be into creative arts, trying to align the arts, the music, the dances, the choreography, events, your routines, even aligning your sales, your shows. Maybe this month, one show here. Maybe you're out on a tour. Maybe you're having some shows in town and you're trying to align that. You're creating a routine or a schedule for it. Some of you could be touring. Some of you could be having shows in town or locally, or in the same country, or even internationally, and you're trying to align that so that you present a schedule to your viewers or your audience or your customers. So I do feel that this energy is very good. This is like exuding positivity. So wherever you go, you are trying to, you're acting thoughtfully, you're thinking thoughtfully, you're speaking kindly, you're doing, what do you call, kind gestures. And that actually is helping you. Maybe you're practicing. I feel that you might be practicing some kind of spiritual practices, or yoga practices, or mindfulness, some kind of spirituality that you have incorporated in your day-to-day. That's kind of purifying your the way you present yourself to the world. You're like, I'm going to let go of all of those things that don't align with my soul and core values, and I'm going to shed that. I'm going to leave that behind, and I'm going to just align with my inner core. So that keeps you calm. You don't have to think of faking it. You don't have to plan anything before you talk to people. Like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? You're just being authentic, you know? So everybody can feel that authenticity because it's not a planned thing. Also, they can trust because your actions, your facial expressions, your body movement is aligned with your thoughts, with your intentions. And people can feel that, Jenna, because we exude a kind of energy when we're talking and acting and behaving. And people can see where we're coming from, whether it's fakeness or malintentions or genuine intentions. And you're exuding positivity and genuine intentions at this point in time. I really like this energy for you, Taurus. Below down it says, align your essence, happiness blooms and harmony's eternal flow. The next card you have, Taurus, is the Waxing Gibbous 2. And this is number 11, so we have the master number 11 over here. Further down, it says fear. Now, if you look at the picture, yes, this is a growing moon, almost a full moon, but it's not a full moon yet. It's still growing. And this girl over here, she is, she has these strings attached to these birds. She's holding on to the birds, and birds are all about freedom, they don't think, they just go here, there, everywhere. It's a fearless energy. Birds don't fear. They're not calculative. It's like she's holding on to the birds through these strings. There is this cage. Maybe the birds escaped the cage, or she's even holding on to the strings of the cage. So, she's holding on to these fears that these birds will fly away. She's somehow, caging herself. I don't know, because I feel that, what is opposite of fear? The opposite of fear is being fearless, having the courage, the strength. So, sometimes we get into this fear mindset, which I would say is, that's what I've heard. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And sometimes we get into this mindset, and it's okay, but that's only sometimes. So, fear is there. It's like I would say it's like a reaction of our mind, of our brain, to release those chemicals to put us on to put us on self-defense, to protect ourselves. And yes, it's not wrong to do that because, if we feel that our environment is a little bit intimidating or it's dangerous, we definitely need to be in this fearful energy to protect ourselves, to find a way out of that situation. This is survival mode, right? We want to be safe. We want to we want to get out there without being hurt, without falling into trouble and things like that. So that's when fear grips us. And that kind of fear is correct because we are protecting ourselves. But if we're in a fear mode all the time and unnecessarily, then that blocks our flow. It just blocks our flow in the day. It kind of it's an unhealthy way of getting to the day. Like your body is impacted, you feel heavy, your heartbeat and pulses and blood pressure even get impacted if you live constantly in the state of fear. So now you need to ask yourself, what is this fear about? Further on, below it says, the fears are of many kinds. The covert ones are envy, jealousy, codependence, procrastination, bullying, people-pleasing, and disconnection. And the overt ones are avoidance, fear of failure, and fear of success. So these are the different kinds of fears or fearful emotions or fearful situations that people go through, Taurus. And it's for you to see what is your fear, what's the source of your fear. Now, whatever be your fear right now, if it is not for your survival and protection, then it is unnecessary. And, the thing what you need to get into is fearlessness. You need to have that courage to step into the energy of being fearless. Now, it's not easy to, to shift from fearful energy to fearless energy. It takes conscious effort. And, does not happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a day, though it could. It just depends on how strong and determined you are to face your fears and overcome it. So you can do it in a second. Why not? I mean, just depends on your capabilities, and you can always build those capabilities of overcoming fears like really quick. You don't have to take days or weeks to overcome it, though sometimes it does need it. Like, for example, if you're learning a sport, something that you've never done before, and it requires a lot of training, a lot of endurance, a lot of practice and all of that, and people get fearful about it, like, oh, I hope I don't break a bone, or I hope I don't pull a ligament. Those kind of fears are genuine, until until our bodies are ready to receive that kind of push and escalate to the next level. We're always fearful about our health, what's going to happen. I hope I don't hurt my back. I hope I don't fall during the practice, especially the more technical sports. Or this could be getting into newer positions, you're getting promoted, and you have to lead, and you're not, you've never done that before. If it's something new, you have to learn so many things. You have to get things aligned in you have to present yourself. You have to increase your knowledge, read up, be in the energy of, guiding people and inspiring people and all of that. And that takes a lot of practice time. That takes some practice and time, and it will take time. And everybody gives us that time to, settle in those new roles and the new positions or new careers. New colleges, new universities, looking for jobs, all of that comes with its fear. What's going to happen? How will I perform? I hope I don't, slip up. Those fears are there. But, believe it or not, if this is your constant state of being, it will stop you from doing your best, from giving your best, because constantly you're already in fear. You won't be able to perform with ease. You won't be able to become creative. You won't be able to think of new ideas. You won't be able to enjoy your day-to-day. That's not the real way of doing life. While it's easy to say, it's unto us how consciously we co-create our reality, by not feeling the burden of creation, by not feeling the burden of performing, but just being, ourselves. And in time, you will figure out if that role is for you or not, if that career is for you or not. So I feel that giving your time, and everybody gives, newer people time to settle in, to understand their strengths, to see if it's working for them or not. So don't live in fear. If you are in this process of starting out new, or, you're elevating to newer roles that you haven't done before, don't live in fear, because the world knows how hard it is to step into these roles, and they give us time to perform and to understand our core strengths and to see if that is for us or not. So if those are your reasons of fear, I feel that you should start shedding it and put it on the back burner. So now, if this is about any kind of competition, I feel that don't compare yourself. You are unique. We don't need copies. We don't need duplicates of anyone. So let your true self show and shine in the world. And stop comparing, because everybody has their own life, their own journeys, their own strengths, their own weaknesses. So don't compare yourself. Sometimes it's easy to say, and society sometimes puts us in that competitive mode. But I feel that it's on to us how much we can tune out of those noises and opinions and, image creation and all of that. It's on to us. People will project. It's on to us to have that backbone, to keep that at bay, and to be who we are. The people who, who see us for what they are, for our authenticity, will be drawn towards you. And the rest of it is just fluff. So being ourselves and being who we are is, will attract, being in that energy of authenticity will attract the authentic people towards us. And that's all we care about, and that's all we need. We don't need to project anything false about ourselves. So if you're feeling fearful about what people will think, that's really not your job. That's really not your worry. And the right people will be drawn towards you. And that's exactly what you need. You don't need false people around your energy and around you at all. So I feel, Taurus, now, this is a moon card, so of course it's related to the water element, it's related to our emotions. our flow and ease during the day, our intuitive senses, our spidey senses. So I feel that water is playing a major influence in your reading today. And I feel the moon, the subconscious, the intuition, the flexibility is, at the forefront. So I feel that overcome your fears, flow through life. This is all about flowing through life. Don't be too rigid. And I feel fearful and anxious about the outcomes. I would say that none of us know what the outcomes are going to be. None of us know how things are going to shape up. That's what, and the limitations of being a human are that we can only do so much. We cannot predict how the outcomes will be. We cannot predict what other people will think of us. We just have to leave it in the hands of the divine. And that's what the, connection to the divine forces is, that we cannot drive the outcomes. We cannot predict the outcomes. We cannot predict anything. We can only do our best, and that's what this energy is asking you to do. So if you, first of all, being in the right mindset that we will do our best, we will apply our skills. We need to just keep upskilling ourselves in order to live comfortably, in order to evolve, to stay with the times, just for our own personality growth and development. We just need to do the best we can for ourselves. If you're starting our businesses, don't be fearful of the outcomes. You never know how things will shape up. So if you are taking calculated risks, if there is something that's drawing you or pulling you towards a startup or a side gig or a hustle or college, go do it by all means. Knowledge will never fail you. Experience will never fail you. So if you want to pursue something, if you're just fearful, I would say those fears are, they are, they are genuine, but I don't think they should take over you. They're genuine fears, but don't let that get the better of you. So that's something that you need to conquer about yourself. You need to face those fears boldly, and create from a place of self-assuredness. Create from a place of, I would say, genuine desire. And just leave the rest to the cosmos, to the universe, to and the cosmos will meet you halfway. If your efforts are genuine and coming from a place of authenticity, not creating from a place of competition or comparison, if you're creating from a place of your desires, your soul desires, then the universe will meet you halfway, for sure. Below down here it says, Moon's glow dissolves shadows. Embrace fear as your ally to manifest luminous paths. The next card you have, Taurus, is number 2 of discs, and it says, it says 2 of change, but it's 2 of discs. Ambis, you are here. There are 2, there is this serpent which is coiled around, forming a eat. There's yin and yang. Within those discs, one is a white disc, one is a black disc. And there is like this Ouroboros kind of a serpent. It's an Ouroboros. It's eating its own tail. Ouroboros is more about adaptation, about making those changes, about being, I would say, leaving things behind that are not working for you. And 2 of change, 2 of discs is also about, yes, there is juggling, there is changes. There are changes which are happening for sure. So, now juggling changes, Taurus, you're the second house, you're the earth element and the fixed earth element. So changes is not something that, Taurus collective energy is very fond of. So, and changes have to happen. That's the constant. But how to use those changes to evolve, to grow. Changes are, are important. They help us grow. They help us evolve. They help us catch up with the current times. And, especially if you're creating, I would say whatever you're creating, whatever you're working on, and it could be the daily, it could be the mundane. I feel that if we incorporate changes, it should be for the better. It should be to make our lives more easier. It should be to create more growth, prosperity, strong foundations. All of those changes that we do voluntarily should be for those reasons. If you're going in a negative direction, then that's something that you need to be watchful and mindful about. Because here we have the yin and the yang, and this is about, yin yang is about, creating that harmony, balancing out our, the goods, the routines, and also things that we don't like. Sometimes we don't like doing things, but we have to do it. So are we going to be frustrated about those things on a daily level and, make us anxious and impact our health? No. There are things in the day that we won't like. There's, it's impossible, humanly possible to like each and every aspect or thing or chore or, even at work that we have to do. That we love all parts of it. It's, it's very rare for that to happen. And if that's your case, that you're happy with everything that you do in the day, more power to you, that's the best case scenario. But I'm saying for the general, there are things in the day that we don't like to do, but we have to get through it, So when you're handling those not so good things, and, whether it's some kind of a house chore that you don't like doing, but you have to do, maybe you don't like to do the dishes, but you have to do it, okay, so be it. We can find ways of making that chore a little bit more interesting. Maybe you could listen to some music. Maybe you could put on the TV, watch some show or something like that. There is workarounds to make those, things that we dislike that we're not really fond of into something pleasurable. So managing those things, those changes gracefully, finding ways to, make things better, is something that is on for right now. And we have to be very, adaptable to that. Like, okay, let me try doing this. Let me try listening to some music while I do the dishes. Or, okay, I'm tired of music now. I want to listen. I want to watch some shows. So you can put on some shows. So be fluid. So if you're out there, you're working, and in corporate or you have your own business, changes are inevitable. Now, changes could be like the policies, the city policies, the neighborhood policies, the financial markets that could be, impacting your products, the cost, the manufacturing costs and things like that. How do we change that? We cannot resist that. It's going to happen. So, we need to change up our budgets, our resources, our hiring, our end-to-end of the product management and things like that. This is like going to be a constant process that everybody's got to do it, and Taurus, you too cannot escape that. So in the practical, like for example, if you take the bus and the bus is now, maybe there were less people on the route that you go, another bus at service has stopped. So what do you do with that? Are you going to stop working? You got to figure out another way to do it. So some of you, and without getting frustrated, I think that this energy is asking you to not be frustrated with those changes because it's happening for the better. Two of Pentacles is a good card, and 2 is also partnership. So you might be working with people, you might be collaborating, and there are some changes around that. But whatever is going on, these changes, this energy is asking you to be flexible, to make these changes, to adapt these changes smoothly into your life. Now with the serpent, like I said, Ouroboros is about being creative with your changes, be flexible, be creative. This is also, Kundalini. I would relate to this to the snake, the serpent, to the Kundalini as well. Now, Kundalini energy is all about feeling renewed, feeling revitalized. And also, like every old habit that needs to go, or every old pattern that needs to go. Like, for example, a pattern of maybe sleeping on awkward of your timings. It's not working. It's impacting your health. That needs to go. So make those changes. What does it take to get back to a good schedule that works for you? Or maybe you have to adapt, like maybe you saw something new, maybe a side gig. Now you need to change up your main day job or the number of hours and things like that. So in the practical day-to-day, be very grounded and rooted with your changes. Don't be frustrated. Don't don't keep on frustrating or, complaining about those changes, I would say, because that makes it harder on us to adapt to it. Just know that if you are being stretched and pulled and pushed in different directions, or you're being forced, these changes are for the better. It's something, the Pentacle energy is for the manifestation. So something that will help you manifest, it's going to be for the better. So whatever changes are here, it's going to be good because it's a Pentacle energy. Watch the movie. It's a beautiful movie, The Intern. Ben Whittaker and that is adapting to new roles in a very easy manner, welcoming changes, looking forward to what's next, what's new, and enjoying those new experiences, so enjoying that as well. So The Intern is your go-to movie for this, I would say. If you're kind of intimidated by the changes happening, and also listen to David Bowie's song. Yeah, his song name itself is Changes. I feel it's made for this energy. So see that, you might feel a little bit intimidated or worried or anxious, but listen to the song that will help you with it, or the movie, and see how easy it can become if we just welcome those new experiences. Now, if this is not your energy, Taurus, you might hear a lot of things that people are adapting to. Maybe you have to adapt to some city changes, or maybe there are some policy changes, Maybe companies around you are adapting and changing their policies based on the current market conditions. Based on the stock market, maybe you have to adapt or change something in your portfolios, or maybe the city is adapting. Maybe the climate changes are there and the city needs to adapt and make new changes around that. Now, some of you might actually be learning some kind of juggling, like, the balls juggling, and in the air, some of you might be taking to those creative crafts as well, where, you're juggling, or you're kind of shifting things really fast, maybe a dance sequence, where you have to change up faster, or some kind of creative changes that you need to make. It could be in the creative arts as well. Now, this could be also plans that you need to change around buying and selling property because of market shifts. So I do feel that, once we're flexible and in this energy of let's see what's next, we can handle this, I feel that you will start enjoying life better. Rather than fearing the changes, fearing the adaptation, you will enjoy. You'll look forward to that, like, let's see what's next, what's the new experience. And, I feel that this will invite a lot of opportunities, because now you're in a adaptive mindset, a welcoming mindset of new changes rather than fearing it. So you will land more opportunities, whether at work or connections or networking or your personal business, you will land more opportunities. You'll be, because you're now flexible with your routine and your energy. So further on it says, in changes, eternal dance, harmony unfolds, embrace the flow to manifest your steadfast destiny. And the last card for today, Taurus, you have is the Dove card. And it says serenity. Further down, it says slow down, pause, and breathe. Right, so in today's fast-moving world, fast-moving everything, fast food, fast fashion, fast lifestyle, we forget to, do the most peaceful things, schedule the most peaceful breaks in our day-to-day, which has such an amazing, a calming effect, a harmonizing effect on us. And that's what this energy is asking you to do, Taurus. I mean, Taurus, I feel that you are, you're not in your element, because Taurus energy is about pacing out, going slow. But I feel that either you have a lot of fire placements in your chart, or you're in a very fired up energy, just going, and doing. And this energy is asking you to slow down, breathe, make some time for enjoyment, for fun, for recharging your batteries, for, detoxing, cleansing, and finding that Zen moment in your day, like 5-minute, 10-minute meditation and things like that, so that you feel refreshed every single day, mind, body, and soul. So this is just, call for you, Taurus, to slow down so that you're not burning out, so that you're not burning the midnight oil, so that you're not overworking and ignoring your own health or ignoring your rest time. And, overwork never leads to anything good. If anything, it'll, lead to a lot of errors. So, whatever is your routine, you can wing it up, I mean, if it's a little, packed days or any kind of things that you're working through, these pauses, when you pause, you can just, kind of stretch yourself, do some stretching exercises, take a few deep breaths, walk around, in your park or any place where you find, space to walk, or just, sit in the park or the garden or any green space, maybe even in your backyard, with a cup of water, herbal tea or coffee or, whatever is your favorite drink. Just sit there, doing nothing. So I feel that doing this will help you kind of, plan better. It'll help you plan for the future better. It'll help you plan your routines better. It'll also help you to, pace yourself. It'll help you to collect your thoughts. And, life is for living. It's not just for doing. Life is for living. So if you've forgotten to live, I think this is a call to return back to life. Now, some of you might be in the process of shifting your jobs or careers or starting your own businesses or creative endeavors. Some of you could be into that as well. And you're trying to figure a lot of things out. You're trying to put the pieces together. And that takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of work. But in between all of that, if you just, take a break, like just a 10-minute break, go walk out somewhere or take an afternoon nap, the siestas, and just go out for a walk, maybe even for 10 minutes, or just, do some breathing exercises. I think that all the missing pieces will find you in those moments, because when we're well rested, when we're, when our mind is refreshed, when our body is refreshed, when our spirit is refreshed, that's when, the solutions come to us. That's when, we think straight and perspectives change. When you're not burned out, when you're not tired, perspectives change, and that helps us figure a lot of things out as well. And if you're having some kind of decisions to make, and we all are having decisions to make in the day, like, this job or that job or this career or that career or this place and that place, and we have like so many decisions, especially today in modern times when we have so many choices over everything. If you go out there, you want to buy like a fan, you got 110 fans out there. So who's gonna study the fan now? It's like doing PhD on each and every item that we need to purchase, like looking at the fan, what is the budget, what's the quality, what is the brand like, how, what are the speeds available, is there a remote available, is there a standing fan, is there a ceiling fan that we need? Even ceiling fans are like a gazillion varieties. Which of it will look good in our house? Which one needs to be placed where? Like, even a fan installation takes forever, a fan selection takes forever. Same goes with lights, there are so many lights, so many choices. Yeah, they have spoiled us, but they've also confused us, added on to our work. Like, we gotta study each and every light now. There's so many kinds of lights, and while it's good that it helps us create, it helps us do so much, but FOMO kicks in and we're like, what, if I don't do this, if I don't learn about this light, I'm going to miss out on something. maybe I could do this corner in a different way. I could decorate it in a different way. Maybe this stand would look good with this light in this room. And we start, we rackle our brains, we invest so much time, do so much research, and then that exhausts us. So I feel that even shopping today has become such an exhaustive chore because of the choices that we have available. While again, like, it's good to have those choices because we can all get creative, especially the people that are in the creative area, with interior decor. You can create such unique spaces. Every home today can look different with the multiple items that we have, with those permutation and combinations. I would say if we start to, interior decorate each and every house, we can create a new space, a new interior look in every single house. That's the number of items and decor and things available today. And the same goes with everything: clothes, bags, shoes. There is no end to all of that. So when we start shopping, there's so much variety, there's so much creativity. Sometimes it confuses us, like, what do we like? What is our taste? And then you got to go buy stuff. You got to figure out what your taste is like, and then purchase that item. And if you're shopping online and if you don't like it, it doesn't fit, you gotta go return back. So everything has become such a chore today. It's become hectic, it's become difficult. There is a lot of fatigue associated with it. Now, in the middle of all that, and we cannot avoid it, right? We cannot avoid buying clothes. We cannot avoid buying things that our house needs to simplify our life, or even to just have a new look, to shift up energies, to remove the broken stuff and get new stuff. That's inevitable, So, yes, it definitely adds on to our work. I'm not saying that it stresses everybody out. It certainly stresses those people who are, who are not really fond of all of that research and so many options. But then it stresses out, at a certain level. So ground yourself, center yourself, take that pause, clear over your head, and that way you will be able to think straight, think clearly, and, find answers or solutions, or narrow down your choices of things that you want, more easy when we're fully rested. Now, the dove spirit is also like a very calming spirit, white color. It's about peace. It's about, of course, having that Zen space and meditating, bringing in and incorporating some spiritual practices in your day-to-day, something that keeps us rooted and centered. Other than that, this is also about doing things that, that make that feel lively to your soul. Because this is a very, soulful bird. So I feel that do the things that make your soul happy. And I also feel that, this can be in relation to the work that you do, inside the house and outside the house, or for a living, or, if you have a business. So do things that simplify your life. Do things that make you happy. Like, if you're not, satisfied by the kind of work that you're doing, then you can shift your careers. It's never too late. Or if you're not happy with the company where you're working at, you could always shift your company. There's so many out there. Or if you're not happy with the, the place where you live, there's always chances to move around. Look for newer homes and things like that. So do things that make your, that resonate with you, that make you happy. Now, for those of you that are actually, striking up deals or negotiating deals, that could be deals in anything, whether it's about your business deals or your personal deals. Maybe you're buying some furniture, or maybe you're buying home itself, or cars, or anything. So if you are in the process of negotiating some deals or shopping around for some deals, then for those of you, you especially need to take a moment to study the offer, see the fine print, see the pros and cons, and then sign up for the deals. So when you adopt this paced way of life, like, you pace out things and not overpack your days, then you will feel well rested. You will feel more calm in general. Further on, it says, in serenity's pause, your soul breathes eternal peace. Once again, it says, in serenity's pause, your soul breathes eternal peace. So Taurus, those were your messages and hope you enjoyed them. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.